MuseScore doesn't screw around anymore. About 5 years ago, I reluctantly stopped using MuseScore as my comprehensive notation workstation in favor of Sibelius, and eventually Dorico, due to increasing academic and professional pressure. What I found on the other side was an ecosystem that was much more powerful and useful not only to my specific needs, but to the needs of any modern growing musician, in my opinion. During this time, however, MuseScore would give itself quite the impressive makeover, and its improvements are still ongoing. So the questions I aim to answer today are, how does it compare now, and can it rescue me from Dorico's biannual upgrade premium? I'll be attempting to compose a short wind symphony piece in the most recent version of MuseScore, version 4.7.4. I'll be taking a particularly close look at its customizability, its engraving capabilities, its ability to give believable and useful playback while composing and orchestrating, and any tools that provide musical efficiency and quality of life. Why a wind symphony piece, you ask? You probably didn't, I just want to explain it anyway. As tempted as I am to write a new orchestral piece, I believe writing for band will give it a tougher stress test, since the unique needs of wind ensembles are often neglected in mainstream environments, and I believe the genre is currently starved for universal support. So, will this application support my musical workflow as a composer, orchestrator, engraver, and self-publisher? I think it's time to find out. Yeah, MuseScore. I mean, there's not really much to say about it. It's just good now, apparently. Let's open this up. Full disclosure, I have used this to play back scores because I used to use MuseScore a long time ago. So I have seen it before. I've just never used it. Band and percussion, trombone 3 and bass trombone. That's a little weird, but tuba, double bass. Looks good to me. Honestly, yeah, that's a pretty accurate band score. Small concert band. Flute, oboe, bassoon. I'd probably put bassoons below the bass clarinet here. I don't care how big the concert band is, horns need to be below the trumpets in concert band settings. Sounds weird, but that's how it is. Trombone 1 and 2 should be together, bass trombone should be a separate thing. And if it's a small concert band, I'd probably call it trombone 3, not bass trombone. They can play it on a bass trombone if they choose, but call it trombone 3. Brass band, I don't frick with those. European concert band, what on earth? Oh, I can zoom in, okay, cool. Dorico doesn't let me do that, so good job. English horn, so it seems to be a larger version of concert band. Bass saxophone. Why is it called European concert band? Are they just flexing on us? B flat tuba and E flat tuba? That's a little weird. Why do they have two different tuba staves? And why are they called B flat and E flat? You know, E flat tubas are higher pitched than B flat tubas, so really should be the other way around, if anything. Composers don't usually call for specific tubas. That's a little weird to me. But yeah, overall pretty nice. A lot better than Dorico's, that's for sure. So yeah, let's just start with concert band. Did I skip a step? Because usually it tells me time signature and stuff. Hang on. No, usually it has like a wizard or something to make tempos, time signatures and stuff. I guess they don't do that, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and add some measures. This big plus button right here, like 100. Selects them for me, cool. Whoa! Let's add a bracket around double bass. Put timpani in its own bracket. And I haven't decided what percussion instruments to use yet. I guess I'll keep this for now. And they actually let you combine the brackets and the bar lines separate from each other, which is cool. That's something Dorico doesn't let you do. But how do you add brackets? Is it in here somewhere? Brackets. It's weird that that's not on by default. I'm gonna put these in there. Oh, what was that? Oh, cool. Again, that's something Dorico doesn't have. Oh yeah, forgot to put that there. Oh my! On Windows, I'm so used to holding controls and scroll to zoom, but on Mac, it's like, whoa, like you're at Six Flags or something. I would probably... I wish you could drag it up. Can I drag it up? Why wouldn't it let you drag it up? It's weird. Oh, well, I guess I have to delete add a new one. There we go. Well, let me save this real quick. Free. Is saving it onto your computer not free? I'm just going to take that out. Instruments. Layout. Right click. Can I replace instrument? Can I replace it with nothing? Can I just hit delete? Yeah. It's weird that there's no option to click on delete anywhere, but oh well. Also, I like to add euphonium tubas under the same bracket as well. Where did the bracket go? Huh? Where'd the bracket go? Oh well. Boom. Yeah, I'd like to keep it there. What? I could have... Did I not change this? I have to go back and look at the VOD because wow. Again, did I not change this? And I don't feel like I'm really going to use the second oboe bassoon this time. I guess I should have chosen the small concert band option. Delete that. Delete that. It doesn't automatically change the numbers. It also is weird because in their templates it separates the staves of flute 1 and flute 2, but in finished scores it's going to be condensed into one staff. So why do they separate the staves if that's not a thing that they do? And normally we combine these. Nope. They don't combine. I'm just going to redo this whole thing. Again, I could have sworn I changed this. What? It's back! What? Where did that go? Why? Is there some sort of template messing with me here? This mysterious phantom bracket keeps screwing with me. Go away! You know, I'm going to do this one more time, and if it doesn't work, I'm just going to leave it and deal with it. Because I really don't want to fight it. Preferences. Braille. I'm not blind yet. Don't want to jinx it though, knock on wood. Again, holy. Oh my goodness, this is going to get annoying. Oh, horizontal scroll does it too. What if there's a keyboard shortcut? Well, highlighting the things doesn't reveal the shortcut. Once again, I think I'm going to go ahead and try this. There we go. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's go ahead and edit names. I wonder why they combined the horn staves and not any other instruments. Let's check this. Let's check this thingy out. Now, what to compose? Help? Halt? Cease? Desist? Is my pedal on or something? Nope. What is happening? Halt! Why? No! Why'd you do this? I don't even know how to turn it off! Cease! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God, it's still going! What? Shut up! Say, whatever, just get me out of here. Oh my... What was that? Why is it so capital? New musical composition today! Those really just kind of pop in there, don't they? Oh, I should put my headphones on, huh? Boom, headphones. Seems to be inputting in written pitch, not sounding pitch. There's no option to play just regular. Maybe if I change it to concert pitch? That's better. So I guess those settings aren't separate. Can I turn MIDI off? I'm going to open up a session of piano. F10. Oh, great. That means I have to hit the function button. Okay. I think this is my first time, like, composing from scratch on screen. New band piece. This was a bad idea. First of all, what should I even write about? Oh, think Erythra. Tempo. They don't have a tab feature like Dorico does. Also, I don't think I'm going to use this. It reset everything. How nice. Forget it. Frick you. Okay. How about every time you delete an instrument, don't reset the entire layout. Nope, that's changing. Holy crap. Don't they have categories or something? Also, in other notation apps, they have the option to just shift those without needing to go through this. Why is it so slippery? I just want to scroll one little nod she knew. Oh, it's chromatic. Nope. What the? Nope. It did not automatically add these to the rest. This will be a 2/4 measure. Okay, that doesn't work apparently. Selecting only one measure doesn't reset it. Turns out composing an entire concert fancy in less than 2 hours is kind of hard. Who'd have thunk? Why is the note all like that? It's all to the side. Man, that is ugly. MS Basic. So yay, way to just completely toss to the side concert band composers. Yeah, we don't need euphonium. No one composes for concert band anyway. If you're gonna not include the euphonium, you might as well make the replacement sound not like jet engine level. There's kind of this phasing effect because there's not more than one trombone sound. Yeah, see? That's ugly. Did it pause like that? Does it automatically put the first note of the measure? You can't control what note it lengthens. Yeah, I kind of lost the energy. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. So, conclusions. Alright, I'm just gonna spare you the mindless babbling nighttime me was doing, and I'm just gonna lay out my thoughts here. Overall, it's a pretty impressive, competent notation software. I only used it for an hour and a half, so I didn't quite grasp the keyboard controls, but I imagine I could get fast at it eventually. The big pros, it looks nice, it's intuitive, and it's pretty speedy. As far as musical elements go, I had no problem finding where something was located. Second, MuseScore's customizability should be hailed as the gold standard for all music notation software. I could only dream of having that kind of palette system in Dorico or Sibelius. However, I do think the cons outweigh the pros if you're not a beginner. First, the playback. It's just far too limited right now to rely on professionally. There doesn't seem to be any sort of intelligent articulation mapping like Note Performer does, and MuseScore doesn't even support Note Performer anyway. Not to mention, not having a euphonium sound is a pretty big crime. The only thing I could find was a paid instrument in the Muse Hub where a euphonium sound could be purchased, but this didn't appear to be from the same Muse Sounds bundle, so I'm unsure how well it would blend with the other instruments. Plus, I just like this framing that makes the euphonium seem like a rare, elite, obscure instrument. In reality, it's an iconic staple of modern wind ensemble, and you'll rarely find a band without one. Something I really love about Dorico over MuseScore is the way it handles fermatas. If added, it assigns one to every staff, and you can control which note gets the extension. The second big category of flaws is its layout features. As you saw with that whole bracket debacle, MuseScore seems to have a thing against letting users out of a template's dominion. Customizations to the score seem to be really fragile, and this makes me worry for new composers who are teaching themselves in this software and aren't going to realize there's a better way to do something. Back when I was using MuseScore 3, I absolutely fell victim to this trap and had to unlearn everything it tried to teach me. The problem is, I had to recognize there was a problem in the first place in order for me to go about correcting it. I briefly mentioned this in the video, but the staves and the templates are set up in a rather odd way, with some instrumental parts combined onto one staff while others keep their own. This suggests a sort of condensing feature like the one Dorico has, and in fact is one of the main reasons I use it, but there isn't. In concert band scores of sizes like the one I was working on, parts like the flutes, trumpets, and trombones will be combined, so it seems strange why MuseScore would promote separating parts if they will eventually need to be combined anyway. My verdict? If you're a beginner composer that's just starting out, MuseScore is absolutely the perfect choice. It's miles ahead of other free competitors like Dorico Elements, Sibelius First, or God forbid, Noteflight. However, if you're a more advanced composer, or you're a beginning composer looking to advance your skills and professionalism, I believe it might be time to invest in the industry standards. Its seemingly helpful templates and guidance are actually going to end up being a hindrance for you in the future, and it's going to be in your best interest to break out of that box sooner rather than later. The template issue isn't unique to MuseScore, but at least the other programs don't snap you back into them the instant you dare to make a change. Overall, I think MuseScore is a quite competent and friendly composition program, and I think it has a special place here in the music community. But as for me, I'm proudly sticking with Dorico. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something today. Ask any questions you may have in the comments, and I'll see you soon.